go. Let's do this. We've been previewing teams so far. We've had Parramatta. We've had the Tigers. We have had, what else, Brian? We've had Canberra and the Warriors, haven't we?
Yep.
They're the 4 teams we've had. You can see that.
And the Riff. Did we do the
No,
Riff?
we haven't had the Riff.
Oh,
Had the Riff.
We're riffless.
We're riffless. This is our 5th and 6th teams we're going to go through today. We'll talk about the Gold Coast Titans as well. You can catch the episodes on YouTube as well. So subscribe to the Run Home with Joel and Fletch. Let's do this. South Sydney Rabbitohs 2025 preview. Before we go forward, Brian, we must what?
We must go back because do tell about the mirror. I like this analogy.
Okay, well, the mirror. Well, it is important to look forward, obviously, because that's why you get the big windscreen. It's less important to look backwards because that's why you get the smaller rear view mirror. But we will look backwards briefly. South Sydney in 2024. 7 wins only. 7 wins only and finished 16th, which cost Jason Demetrio his job. He was dismissed. What round was he dismissed, Brian?
I'm going to say, because they were talking about round 10, and they came out and they beat the Bulldogs. That was the male, and then it wasn't far after that. I'm going to say round 12.
Round 8.
Was it round 8?
Round 8.
Oh, gosh. I thought it was round 10 that they were talking about.
No, yeah.
It didn't even last.
Round 8.
Storm, give it to him. That was the death knell.
Oh, okay. Ben Hornby took over as an interim. Latrell Mitchell, another season with injuries, an off-field situation, training the house down apparently now. Made recruit Jack Wighton. Took some time to settle in. I thought he was pretty good, Jack, in his first year at South Sydney.
Got the player of the year.
Yeah, very good. Injuries, though, plagued the Stars. Campbell Graham, Jai Arrow, Cam Murray. But the highlight, I suppose, the versatility of Keon Kalamatangi, who was moving around between the edge and the middle.
Yep.
So, I tell you what, right? So, I actually... that form line of 7 wins and 17 losses, I think that actually reads okay for Lockie Ilias because he missed a fair chunk through injury and they just weren't putting in. The Bunnies, and it's hard for Ben Hornby, right? So Demetrio leaves and there's talk about the coach leaving and then it becomes a bit like school where the substitute teacher's there. No one's putting in the same work. Clearly going to be different with Wayne coming back. As far as the rivals, Jamie Humphreys, Ewan Aitken, Lewis Dodd from St Helens, Josh Schuster, bit of a project player, and Jaden Sullivan equally a bit of a project player. That's who they pick up. Who do they lose? Tommy Burgess is a little cheeky loss, goes back to Huddersfield, or goes back to England and plays for Huddersfield. Damien Cook, they lose. Dean Hawkins, a nice backup. Tane Milne gets released. Michael Cheekham, and as I said, Lockie Ilias, and of course, that's about the major ones, Isaac Thompson. But Wayne Bennett's coming, Brian. Campbell Graham, hopefully clear to play most of the year. This is a big watch, South Sydney.
Yeah.
Big watch. Big assignment for Wayne.
Yes, all the news coming out of the Bunnies that they've had a big off-season, but we hear that every year. We did interview them. They are looking in pretty good nick. Jai Arrow played the whole year and they busted his shoulder.
That's right.
So I tell you they missed. They obviously missed some big boppers in the middle, and Tavita Totola was a big loss.
Massive loss.
Huge loss. He is back running, as we said. I don't know whether he's going to be ready for round 1. Maybe he'd be close. But
good player.
Great player. The hooking role. You lose a lot of experience, a lot of pace.
Yep.
And a bloke who knows what first grade is all about. They've got young Memazoulis there, who has had a taste of first grade, but it's a different gravy now when you're the 9 and you got to play big minutes. So, and the 7, he's untested.
Yep.
Here, Lewis Dodd. By all reports, he's a pretty confident kid.
Have you spoke to him?
We spoke to him.
Do you like the cut of his jib?
I do like the cut of his jib. He was confident, but not over the top.
Yep.
Sort of arrogant.
But he looked comfortable in his place, did he?
He looked comfortable, and he's a left footer.
Yeah.
And left footers, for whatever reason, I feel. Don't you feel that they just, because he's left foot kicker?
Yeah.
Don't you think they just look much more
I love
adept?
Yeah, I love it.
I was speaking to Jai Arrow about him, about young Lewis Dodd, and they said, well, at training so far, he's been jamming us. Like, we've been trying to test him out in defence, and he's not getting out of the way, so that's a plus.
I'm Cody Walker and Jack White in the halves.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's like, and Jack can do the big kicks. Cody can take some of the smaller stuff. That's where I'm at. Okay. And maybe Lewis Dodd at hooker.
Yeah, we'll wait and see.
The English are all tough. I've never met a soft Englishman when it comes to rugby league here in Australia. Have you?
No.
They're all tough.
Can I ask you this, though? What are we doing with Latrell? How do we solve a problem like Latrell?
Latrell plays in the centres, but when the ball gets in their end, do what you like.
So who are you having at fullback? Who's returning the ball?
But the modern game now,
Yeah.
the last 4 premierships has been won by Penrith.
Yep.
And Dylan Edwards, who easily has the most run meters for kick returns. Easily.
Yep.
Because he gets the ball in the full and he charges the ball back in a hurry. We're watching Tim Brasher before. A bit of Brasher and Edwards, I reckon, similarities.
Who do you put in fullback? The Bunnies.
Who do you put to fullback? I don't know the answer to that.
Did Jai Gray do enough?
Jack Wighton.
I would have Jack Wighton steaming back. If you had to kick downfield, I didn't like. We all know he's a terrific player, but he's big and aggressive.
He's big and aggressive. He's fitter than Latrell. He wins the fitness. How hard would it be, right? You've got to think about what you got. How hard would it be for Jack Wighton to do all the heavy grunt work from the back of the field, get to the ball in the full, carry it back, marshal the defensive line, and as they got to the halfway line, slide out for a spell, and Latrell go and run amok, do as you please. Why can't we do that?
We can do that.
Well, why don't we?
A lot of teams are thinking it's high risk.
What's high risk about it?
Well, that's what teams do. They just put. No one's done this hybrid.
What's high risk about that? Give me the downfalls about Jack Wighton catching the ball in the full, running his run meters back, and Latrell Mitchell fresh and sharing the workload for both. And what's the downside?
I suppose the only thing I could think of is continuity. That's the only thing I know.
Continuity. This.
I'm with you. Seriously. I love the hybrid.
Yeah.
I love the hybrid. The Dolphins trialled it in a trial when they moved Herbie to fullback.
Yep.
And they put the hammer in the centres. That was a big go.
So Wayne's open-minded to it then, isn't he?
Very open-minded. And his relationships too, I think. So let's put Jackie at fullback. I do like it.
Yep. I don't care who you name at fullback, but why are we getting the Ferrari to drive through the paddock?
Yeah.
You know, Jack can do that. No disrespect to Jack, but leave the Ferrari for when we get out of the paddock and we find ourselves on the highway and then we say, off you go, Latrell. Let's take us to glory land.
Yeah. This is for the Barn Owl. Have you seen the Warwick Farms on Jamie Humphreys?
Oh.
I have seen him. He is a smoky. If he can get into this first grade squad, I'm saying he is a massive smoky, top 5, roasties, hot 100.
Really?
Have you seen?
No.
The rig?
No.
The lemon? Great lemon. The Chevy's great. And he's...
so he's Stephen Humphreys' young bloke, isn't he?
Is it son or nephew?
Well, I think son. And Stephen's got plenty of kids. I think he's got about 8 or 9 kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my oath here. 7 or 8, I'm not exaggerating.
When he made his debut, he looked good at Manly.
Yeah.
So
is he what?
We'll wait and see. He's a big kid.
What's his position? Is he big boy, is he?
He played half.
Yeah, but is he a 9 or is he a half?
He played 7. He's come through.
Yeah.
He's come through playing 7 and 6. Yeah, he can play 6 or 9. Or 7. This is a big year. This will see. I don't doubt Wayne Bennett at all. I just don't. He just gets things right.
What about our man's back, Brian? Our man.
Who's that?
Graham Arnold. So last year, South had 9 goal kickers. And if
9.
If Latrell wasn't there, it was like, seriously, half of them didn't know whether they were left-footed or right-footed. It was a disaster there at South. How can you not have in first grade people who can kick to a minimal level?
A question without notice, what's Dodsey kicking them at?
I don't know, but he's English, so he'll be able to kick.
Yeah, and he's left footer.
Yeah, he'll be able to kick, and he's a left footer. 1300 01 1170.
They're in my 8. Just letting you know.
Yep.
South Sydney are in my 8. Not a crow. I just feel that. Are they in your 8?
Okay, I'm not yet settled, but I will say this: they will not be ranked higher than the Roosters, in my opinion, which will be unpopular for most. But
you think the Chooks will finish
higher?
The
Roosters will finish higher than South. So there you go.
Okay.
There you go. That's what I think.
I'm neither here nor there.
That's where I am. 1300 01 1170. The other one is AJ. AJ is that close to the Ken Irvine record of most tries, but now you've got people like Tyrone Munro coming through.
Young Fletcher Myers.
Yeah, Fletcher Myers.
Do they buy any other Pommy kids other than the Dodsey? Cameron Murray. Hopefully he can get through without being injured, but he just does so much work.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Schuster.
Okay.
Well, Schuster is an X factor, no doubt about it. But we know we've got to get his defence right.
We've been speaking about, who do we want to have the bounce back factor? Which player do you want to see whose shares may be low. They've come back. We spoke about Billy Smith at the Roosters. We hope he has a great year. Lockie Ilias, who's left South to go to the Dragons. We hope he has a great year. Schuster. What happens with Schuster?
Well,
David Middleton's doing his 2025 season review. What does it say about Josh Schuster and the South Sydney Rabbitohs?
South Sydney Rabbitohs into the 8. Yeah, he becomes a super sub. He makes his
So
debut.
in that final that you're saying they make the 8, is Josh Schuster in the 17?
Yes, in 17. He'll play first. He'll make his debut for South Sydney round 4.
And won't leave.
Won't leave.
Okay. All right. There you go. You heard it first, folks. 1300 01 1170 is way to have your say, or text 0457 736 736. Bunnies fans, do you agree? Do you disagree? I think the Roosters will beat the Bunnies. That will be an unpopular opinion, but I've done the work and I think it could be the case. You're listening to The Run Home with Joel and Fletch. What, you're still here? Well, you can see more on the Joel and Fletch socials and catch us live on SEN Radio, you beautiful humans.